Welcome to Funky Minds.
Okay, today we're digging into something really crucial for a lot of people. Choosing the right English proficiency test. Yeah, you've got these main options, IELTS, TOEFL, PTE,
Right.
and figuring out which one fits your specific goals, whether that's migration or study, well, it can be overwhelming.
Well,
So our mission today is kind of to map that out for you.
absolutely. And it's not just about difficulty, is it? Each test, it has its own personality, you could say, its own way of doing things,
Yeah.
different pros, different cons. And knowing those distinctions is really key. It helps you make a strategic choice, not just, guessing or following the crowd.
Okay, so let's start with the big one, IELTS, the International English Language Testing System. It feels like the default sometimes, doesn't it?
Certainly very well known, yeah.
And it breaks down into four parts, right? Reading, writing, listening, and speaking. Pretty standard stuff there.
Mm-hmm.
But the speaking part, that's the one people often focus on. It's face-to-face, like a real conversation with an actual examiner.
Yeah, a live interaction, which for some people is great. It feels more natural, maybe less intimidating than talking to a screen. They can ask for clarification, perhaps.
True. But for others,
Yeah, exactly. For others, that direct one-on-one thing feels like a high-pressure interview. It can be a major source of stress.
definitely. And that human element means, subjectivity can play a part, however small. Now, acceptance-wise, IELTS is huge.
Right.
We're talking Australia, UK, Canada, New Zealand, the big destinations for immigration and study. But it's accepted way beyond that. I mean, thousands of organizations in over 140 countries.
Wow.
So if you need broad recognition and you're maybe okay with that face-to-face speaking part, IELTS is often a really solid, safe bet.
Okay, solid and widely accepted.
Yeah.
But what if that face-to-face thing is exactly what you don't want?
Mm.
Or if your focus is very specific, like U.S. universities?
Well, that's where TOEFL often comes in, Test of English as a Foreign Language.
Oh, right.
This one is mostly computer-based, and its real focus is academic English, the kind you'd actually use in a university lecture or seminar. Yeah.
And the speaking. Still 4 parts.
Still tests all 4 skills, yes, but the speaking is different. You record your answers into a microphone, no examiner sitting opposite you.
Ah.
And TOEFL loves integrated tasks. You might, say, read a text, then listen to a short lecture that contradicts it, and then you have to speak or write about the differences.
So it's mimicking uni work more directly.
Exactly. It's designed to predict your success in an academic environment. That's why it's so dominant in the U.S. and Canada, too. Pretty much all universities there accept it.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
But are there downsides?
Well, many people do find it harder because of those integrated tasks and the specific academic vocabulary. It can feel more demanding than IELTS, perhaps. And yeah, sometimes it's a bit more expensive, and finding a test date might take a bit more planning depending on where you are.
Okay, so TOEFL for the U.S. academic track, but maybe a bit tougher. What about the third option? PTE, Pearson Test of English.
Right, PTE academic. This one is fully computer-based, start to finish.
Fully, including the speaking.
Yep. Like TOEFL, you record your answers. But here, it's all graded by AI. No human examiner involved in the scoring at all, not even remotely.
Interesting. Does that make it easier or harder?
It's different. Some find it less stressful because there's no judgment from a person. Others find talking to a computer a bit weird.
I see that.
But the big advantage often is speed. Results usually come back super fast. We're talking like 2 or 3 days typically, sometimes even less.
Wow, that's quick.
And here's the real, the kicker, especially if you're looking at migrating to Australia.
Okay.
PTE is very popular for Australian immigration. It's widely accepted. The fully computerized format offers consistency, and that fast turnaround is obviously a huge plus for visa application.
So the AI scoring isn't a barrier there.
Not at all. In fact, because it's AI, some find it more predictable. It scores based on specific metrics, fluency, pronunciation clarity, following structures. It's less about, say, conversational charm and more about hitting those technical marks. Easier to prepare for, maybe, if you know what the AI is listening for.
That makes sense. And convenience-wise.
Huge convenience. No separate booking for a speaking test slot. You just book the whole test. Often more test centers, more available dates and times. You can usually find a slot that really fits your schedule.
Okay, so let's try and summarize this. It feels like IELTS is your classic, globally accepted choice, especially if you're okay with the face-to-face speaking.
Mm-hmm. The reliable all-rounder.
That TOEFL's really strong for U.S. or Canadian universities, very academic, computer-based speaking, but potentially tougher and maybe pricier.
Right, the academic specialists.
And PTE, that's the fully computerized one.
Yeah.
Super fast results, AI scoring, great for convenience, and maybe the strategic choice for Australian migration.
Exactly. Speed and predictability, computer-driven.
So understanding these differences really empowers you, doesn't it? It lets you pick the test that aligns best with where you're going and maybe how you best perform under pressure.
Absolutely. It's about finding the right tool for your specific job, which actually brings up an interesting thought. We see how these tests are designed now for current needs, but technology keeps changing, global mobility patterns shift.
Yeah.
So, how do you think these tests might evolve? What could, say, the next generation of English tests look like to better meet the needs of future students and migrants? Maybe something even more integrated into, I don't know, daily digital life. Something to think about.